What's up, guys? It's your favorite broker and host, Wayne Chappelle, and I'm back at you with another video. This is in continuation to discussing the seller side of real estate, right? And again, these short videos that I'm doing are brief overviews. We're not going to get into too much detail, but like I said, as I am coming up with these topics, and I mentioned in previous videos in this series that I'm working with several new time agents who are working with buyers and working with sellers, and I'm navigating them through the steps that's involved representing buyers and sellers respectively. So we're talking about sellers right now, and I want to talk about contingent sales, right? Contingent sales can be an issue when you are a seller, right? And you get an offer that's a contingent sale. And as a real estate professional representing a seller that has a contingent sale offer on deck, right? They're contemplating whether they're going to move forward with a contingent sale. Now, the pitfalls with a contingent sale is that buyer that is buying your seller or your client's property that's putting an offer in has another property that they need to sell in order for this transaction to be successful. Now, here's the pitfalls with that. So you're tying in that contingent sale. They're working on that contingent sale off on the side, but here's how that can impact your seller and impact this transaction. Because if the contingent sale does not close or has some type of issue, whether it be with the seller can't convey title on that end or their buyer that's working the contingent sale has buyer financing issues and that deal falls through. Now what do? Now your deal is being impacted by that contingent sale because that buyer that's buying your client's property cannot close without the funds from the contingent sale. So there's a couple things that you have to be aware of, and that's one of them. That's one of the pitfalls to it, but there's some things that you can know and do going up front to prepare your client, your seller, in regards to how to work with a contingent sale successfully. Now, in the end, there's no guarantees, right, that things will work out in the end, but you can set yourself up and set your client up for the best possible outcome. And number one, I strongly suggest if you're representing a seller that's doing a contingent sale, depending on the amount of interest that's in the property that you have listed, right? If you have high interest in that property and you get a contingent sale offer that comes through, you present to the seller, I would advise the seller, hey, you consider this offer, but here are the things that we need to be aware of. Now, with that contingent sale offer, whether it may be the only offer that's come through up to this point, you can let the seller know, hey, we can, all the terms look favorable and we're just worried about the contingent sale. We can wait until that contingent sale gets past their inspection period, due diligence period, whatever it's called in whatever state you're in. They can wait for that to get past that part before they actually go into contract, because it's more favorable to go under a contingent sale contract or to go under contract with a contingent sale when that contingent sale is already under contract and it's already past its due diligence or inspection period, right? Because once you pass that point, repair negotiations and all of that has been dealt with, and the buyer on your transaction, which is the seller on the contingent sale, is working those details out to do whatever repairs, if there's any repairs that got to be done. And now we're looking primarily at the appraisal for the contingent sale and the financing contingency for the contingent sale. But usually repairs can be something that can make or break. So if you have the option and you're representing the seller and you can opt to get past the inspection period or the due diligence period where all these repairs, inspectors going out finding everything wrong with that contingent sale home, if you can wait for that to happen before you go into contract on the contingent sale, because if the inspections are going on the contingent sale, that buyer that's on that contingent sale may walk, right? They may walk and terminate that contract. Now you're under contract on a contingent sale that has no buyer on that end to get that contingent sale closed. So it's critical that you look at that, up front. These are one things that you can do to drastically reduce the fall through rate of your sale based off of a contingent sale. And the other thing too is if there's a lot of interest and a lot of traffic coming through your listing, you may just wait, hold off until you get a better offer that's not a contingent sale offer. But any offer is a good offer if the terms meet what your your seller's looking for, and your seller's going to net what they need to net. So if you have a contingent sale offer, obviously, as a real estate professional, you're going to present any and all offers to your seller, but you want to have the knowledge to understand and the foresight to understand what can happen in a contingent sale situation. And even though you may wait to that contingent sale has gone past its inspection period, gone past due diligence, you could still run into issues with an appraisal on that end where appraisal comes in low and now that seller doesn't want to release that house for that appraisal price. So that's something that can happen as well. Or that buyer who's on the contingent sale property may have a financing issue, but you can still jump in there with a preferred lender. I've done this in the past myself where my sale was basically impacted due to a buyer's financing. And this is where having good quality lenders and loan officers in your portfolio that you can reach out to and say, hey, here's a situation. I have a contingent sale that's impacting my deal, and I have permission from that buyer's agent, to give you, their information so they can actually reach out to that buyer on that contingent sale to see if they can save the deal with one of your preferred lenders. So preferred lenders are very important. You need to, once you start working in the business, you understand who can get deals done very well and who can basically make miracles happen. Now, the miracle workers are the ones that you definitely need to be calling upon on deals like this, where they could possibly step in and do something that another lender was not able to do, especially if the financing fell through on the contingent sale. So this is just some general knowledge on contingent sales. Obviously, there's a whole lot more that has to do with contingent sales, but I'm just putting this out there. This is one of the tips that I've gave one of the new agents that I'm working with who's in a contingent sales situation. And, I provided this information to them so that they could share it with their seller so that they can make a more informed decision on whether or not they want to move forward with the contingent sale. Now, in regards to what they did with that, situation was they waited until that property got through the inspection period, and then they accepted the offer and went under contract. And it's in under contract now, and hopefully everything goes well. At least the inspection period and the due diligence period is over. Now, like I said, they're just worrying about the buyer following through on their end with the financing and the appraisal. And, fingers crossed, they should be good to go on that and get their first closing done and in the book. So with that being said, I'm asking you guys, I need your feedback and comments below. Asking you guys for that feedback because I need to tailor this channel to be able to continue to provide value and basically step my game up. I need your feedback in order to know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and how I can tailor this channel to best suit your guys' needs. So with that being said, I want you guys to like and subscribe, and guys, go out there and have a blessed day. Go out there and make it happen, and I'll see you guys on the next video.